Hey everyone, Wolfie here. Thought I'd give you a tour of the cabin and yard and let everyone see what I'm working with and what I've managed to put together so far back here. Going to be a lot of expanding done to everything, but I guess we'll start with the basics with right here at the camp, well, cabin, and I'll show you around. Got our stone barbecue out here. My dad built this a few years back. Um, the old cook stove beside it was our barbecue for quite a few years. Um, I think Dad did a pretty good job. I've been trying to do some upkeep with it, with the mortar. Had to learn as I went on that one. And this would be the cabin. You can clearly see where my newest addition starts. From that point up to the peak is the original cabin that was built just over 50 years ago by my dad and uncle. Then about 40 years ago from the peak out to this side was built. See if I can get a good view. It's kind of icy around here right now. Been freezing rain all day. Here's the front wall. Nice new steel roof that we put on a couple years ago. My old canoe sitting there, one of them. And we come across to the backyard. Trying not to fall on my ass here. We've got our wood cutting area. Our four-wheeler trailers and stuff. My old Yamaha. That thing did a lot of work back here in its day. Another view of the new addition here. My attempt at a water system for the garden. And kind of hard to see here, but got a nice TV antenna put up this year. Did that this fall. Hasn't been too bad. Pretty good reception. Here's my solar system so far. Sorry for the glare, but I've got two 40-watt panels on the sides and then four 15-watt panels running up the center. So 140 watts. Puts out pretty good power so far. I'm still working on my system. Here we've got the base. This is where the wind tower is going to be. That's going in this spring. And well, I don't think I need to tell anyone what that little house is. Now, just over here down the slope here, we've got my garden. It doesn't do too bad. This year was pretty crappy for growing. We had a messed up season weather-wise, but hopefully I'm going to expand it a bit this year and at least another couple feet wider. We've got my little apple tree here that'll probably never have apples because it's alone. And beside it we have our storage shed. My dad and brother built this quite a few years ago while I was living out west. I just put the door on it this year. Good friend of mine supplied me with some doors, so things haven't been too bad for getting them put in. Pretty heavy but to haul in here, but and let's see, we got my nephew's a Nookshook. He built this. He's got a time capsule under it. So I think in the next couple of years it gets dug up for the 20-year mark or something like that. I forget exactly. That's between him and my dad. Something they did together when he was a kid. Now, come over, back over through the wood cutting area. As you can see, I'm really bad at making sure I have enough wood. This is a yearly thing for me. Never have enough. Now, coming in through the back of the cabin here. Back door coming out for bringing in firewood and for access to the root cellar, which is just down here. We got another one of my canoes here. Well, technically my dad's canoe, this one. He's had it a long time. And we've got the root cellar here. It's been a good chore. Dad dug it out quite a few years ago, and this past year I had to re-dig everything out and clean it all up. And as you can see, well stored, like good amount of storage in here. The back half of the floor I've done with flat stone. I still have to finish the floor so we don't end up with stuff like this. We got our vent pipe in the side, all log interior for framing. Once again, door supplied by a good friend of mine. Same friend, obviously. And this would be my yard. We got the creek running down through here and a rather large hay marsh that spans both sides of the creek. Great place for just hanging out and doing pretty much nothing. Just sit and watch what goes on. Now let's see if I can get back up the hill here. We've got, this is under the cover here is an oil stove, very old oil heater. This was the first stove ever put in the camp, and well, I just can't bring myself to get rid of it, so it's staying put. I want to get it indoors and cleaned up. If we come out this way, spent a lot of time out here as a kid, just because, like I said, it's a good place to just sit and relax. We've got a shooting target here I made from the framework of a patio table. Just something to fasten some targets to for the kids to shoot at with the pellet guns. And here's the good view of the hay marsh. Absolutely beautiful. Fall colors across the back tree line are absolutely amazing. Okay, we'll head inside here now and show everyone what the inside of the cabin's like. Be right back.